and techie Brezza, the Citybird SUV.
Right, 182 then for RCB after being put into bat, going at over 10s in the first 6 and under 10s in the last 5. A Virat Kohli special again, anchoring that innings with a strike rate in excess of 140, unbeaten, 83 of 59. And DK, whatever those hits were that he was taking in between commentary stints that Varun Aaron told us on our pre-show, they surely have worked and helped. This is Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricket for Timeout. This is why I like to have a collective wisdom of those who've played the game. Not that I ever think that those who've not played the game can at times know better. But this is the kind of innings that Tom Moody, Mitch McClenaghan, Varun Aaron have to tell us. Because we expect 200 pluses at the Chinnaswamy and you start well, 61 for 1, and suddenly does not feel the same towards the end. So what kind of score and innings is 182? Tom?
I think it's a good score. I felt that it took time for KKR to make the adjustments from a bowling perspective of how to get the best out of that surface and how to defend on that surface. When the ball's new, that's the best time to bat. So the first 10 overs is a time to go hard. As soon as they took pace off the ball and got it sort of around that 7 to 8 metre length over the top of the stumps, it looked a lot harder surface to bat on. So a lot of intel gained for RCB for when they bowl on that surface and to learn from that. So I think they'd be very happy with that total.
Both of you bowled on it. Give me your thoughts on what you saw. Varun?
Yeah, it was quite a different wicket to the other night. Didn't expect this, but 182 on this wicket is actually really good. I feel the KKR bowlers pulled it back really well. Russell maybe should have used more pace off. I don't know why he went pace on and got hit for 2 sixes. But yeah, they live and learn, and good cues to RCB to take away from that bowling innings.
Yeah, saw a lot of that, didn't we? And that's not a spinner I'm talking about. Even the great Mitch Stark was bowling a lot of that.
Yeah, Russell and Mitchell Stark both bowled their slow balls really nicely. So did Raunak as well. I think he was impressive. Get the wicket of Rawat as well. Kind of looked like they were stumbling at that point, that they weren't going to get through to that 182, and then DK came in and did what only DK can do. He got them to a total that's, I reckon, quite defendable. I think the advantage is that, like Tom alluded to, KKR are a little bit slow to go to change of pace, and RCB will go to that a lot earlier.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I thought it was probably just one more than I thought they'd get.
You can't get everything bang on. You have got a lot bang on already. Mitchell Stark, poor fellow, you profit from his misery because your outrageous prediction pre-game was that Stark will go for more than 45, and he's gone for 47 after having a tough night out against the Sunrisers as well. So are you pleased?
Oh, I'm not pleased for him. I feel sorry for him, but yeah, it's just a wild guess.
I think the question here is whether this surface will play the same way now, and therefore then that 182 looks damn good, or will it get better?
The Bangalore wicket just does not change much. You know, I mean, if dew comes in, maybe there might be a little change because the ball might come on a little better. But apart from that, the Chinnaswamy wicket does not change.
In which case, let's put Virat Kohli's innings in perspective. When a number of batters after him, up until DK, did find it hard. There were a lot of boundaries, a lot of big shots. There were a lot of overs that went for 15. I'm just doing the math. I think we've got 8 or 9 overs that have gone for 15 plus, and yet there are a number of overs that have gone for 2s and 3s. So I don't know what that tells you, but the Kohli innings in perspective. Tom?
I thought it was an outstanding innings.
Yep.
I really do. It was the backbone of that total, which I feel is a good total. It's not like he had the other end operating at the same tempo as that he was. The only time that was happening was when Green was at the crease, and that was looking really threatening. Because Green was striking at about 150 at that point, so that looked like a 200 plus position. But then the adjustments were made as we talked about. But interesting enough, the usage of spin. Your man Roy. Only bowled the 2 overs, 6 runs. And we know the match-up left-arm spin with Virat Kohli. It's not like Virat Kohli went missing anywhere, and it's not like a left-hander came to the crease. So I was a little bit surprised that he only bowled the 2 overs in the middle phase of that game. It may have been an opportunity to remove Virat Kohli because he may have tried to do something a little bit different.
Yeah, I thought he bowled really intelligently. It's not that he just was new and got away. Especially when Green was going really well,
Yes.
he bowled. He kept changing his lines, changing his lengths. He didn't bowl one ball in the same place. If he went wide, the next ball he was sliding it in. So yeah, when somebody is going really well, you might have a plan when you come onto the field. But if somebody is going well, I think you should just persist and give him a couple more.
Kohli innings?
I thought it was a really good innings. You're right. I think there was a period there where we thought his strike rate was coming down and that might affect them getting to a defendable total. But then you saw Kohli miss a couple of balls in a row, which is very un-Kohli-like, and then you could see that actually the wicket was getting quite difficult to bat on. So to make that adjustment and to be able to still go at the back end was very good to see. He absorbed that pressure and then came out the other side.
I mean, this is what makes Virat great. Apart from, he's obviously a great batsman, but the other night the wicket was playing differently. He adapted really well. He stepped down, started making connections way earlier. Way in front of the crease. Today the wicket was slow, changed his game. So you can just see how a batsman like him changes his game from one game to the other. It's not like he's gone in. It's not like he feels like, okay, I've just smashed the last game, I'm going to play the same game. Assesses conditions, changes his game, and he's adaptable.
This is the batting first innings, right? If there is ever some scrutiny on Kohli, it's in the batting first innings. And this is where the appetite for wanting Kohli at the World Cup remains. You don't know what surfaces you'll get. And as long as he plays like that, even if you had no doubt before, plays like this, that puts him in a slightly different league with T20 batters, a number of hitters were the ones that came after him today.
Yeah, he's a no-brainer, when it comes to the World Cup, purely because of the backlog of intel that he's got around how to play in different situations. Yes, you can sort of take a snapshot and think, his career strike rate's only 130. Rohit Sharma's career strike rate is only 130. So can you afford to have two, 130 strike rate batters in your top three? Well, I'm sure that Rahul Dravid and the think tank will be talking, to the batting group as a whole. This is how we need to operate in this World Cup. This is how we need to operate in these conditions. If it means that you've got to try to go at 140 or 150, today's the day we need to do that. And they've got the ability to shift gears. And we've seen that with Rohit Sharma in the recent World Cup. Okay, it's a different format, but he's shown that he's prepared to go and jump in the Ferrari instead of, going in something pedestrian.
Yeah, you're right on that as well, because the question at the start of the tournament was, can Virat Kohli strike at 140? So that's the benchmark everyone's saying we need Kohli to get to. First game he's striking over 200, this one he's bang on 140, and that was probably a slower innings with the position they were in. So it's probably been clear. You've seen how Rohit's come out and played, and now you've seen how Virat's come out and played. So the messaging must be clear from Indian management.
Okay, he has certainly given them the advantage, if that is indeed the collective opinion of the panel here, that this is a good score given the surface. Let's try and analyse Bangalore's tactics though, with the choice of the batting order. Patidar held back, Maxwell coming in, DK2 perhaps held back with the kind of form that he's in. Anything you would have done differently with that batting order?
I don't think I would have done anything differently. Maybe with the conditions that way, I would have given DK a little more time.
Yeah.
Send him before Rawat, because I don't believe you should hold your best players back so long, because if your good players come out a little early, maybe get 2-3 balls extra to get set, they can create a huge impact. And then anyway, whoever's coming at the end has to give it a slog. So that's the only change I would have made.
Well, Patidar came in the 15th over, and that should have been where either DK or Rawat come in a little bit earlier. Patidar looks like the type of batsman that if you get off to a good start, he just gets the lead boots on and starts sliding down the order.
Entry point's always a talking point, and they have 5 right-handers. So Maxwell coming up, we're surprised because Patidar is supposed to be more effective over there. But your thoughts on whether the entry points could have been any different?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Maxwell, because Maxwell's really effectively a left-hander as well, the way he plays. Well, he does. He's so good with the reverse sweep. So, and they need to get Maxwell into the tournament as well. He's a real threat, as we've seen historically. But I definitely, Patidar for me, I haven't heard that saying before, lead boots on, but I quite like that. But you slide down the pole or whatever it is.
Again, lead boots.
Lead boots.
Get the lead boots on, so he sinks down the batting order.
You jump into water, mate. You're not coming back up.
So, yeah, I felt that was the opportunity to get Rowett in then, or DK, to give him at least 4 or 5 overs to have that impact.
Okay, I'm going to save a chat on Mitch Starc for the end of the game, perhaps, just looking at how both bowling attacks go, but I'm sure there will be questions that will come from all of you, which I will take at the end of the game. Quick chat on the chase, and I'm trying to get a sneak peek to see if Sunil Narayan walks out. They did get Angrish Raghuvanshi in as the impact sub. They did drop a few catches too. Let's just put that in. That wouldn't have pleased good old Chandrakant Pandit.
Yeah, but I mean, Maxi didn't do much damage though. If they had dropped 2 catches of Maxi and Maxi did what Maxi generally does, that would have been a problem. But Sunil Narayan made amends, got him out, so all is cool.
Okay, it looks like Narayan is going to walk out to open the batting. Just quick reaction on whether that makes sense with given what we have just seen.
Well, it makes sense when he put on that 100-run partnership with Lynn, which was talked about by Gambhir, and he was unstoppable that day. Look, if they're going to go with that philosophy, which they showed their hand very early in the tournament, I can't see them changing it, very quickly, particularly at a venue like this where, Sunil Narayan could, hurt you massively in the power play.
Yeah, I think if they stick with Yash Dale to open the bowling and take the first over, I think we could see some fireworks. Narayan, he's the type of bowler Narayan can hit around the park. They really need to get Alzari or even Cam Green, someone who can get the ball up around chest high consistently, because it's got a very low strike rate up here. So tactically, it'll be interesting to see if they're switched on.
Is it again the same sort of template for the first innings that they have to cash in on the power play? As the innings goes deeper, it may get tougher
They
to
have
get
to
boundaries
cash
away?
in on the power play, but Narayan, he loves a ball which does not move. So if these bowlers actually swing it, like he didn't have a clue against Bhuvi. He just wants to slog it. So I think as a bowler, if you're bowling to Narayan up front, you just got to make sure you're bowling the right areas and moving the ball.
I want to have a quick look at that RCB team, if we can pull that up, because the one more thing they would have done by naming Dayal in their 11 is we might see a different impact sub. Lomror was used as an impact sub with the bat. In one game it was Dayal. So Karan Sharma is a leg spin option, and Vishak, of course, is the seam option. No Akashdeep on their bench today, and they need an extra bowler. Which way would we go, Varun?
I would go Karan Sharma because it gives you that leg spinning option versus Russell. Karan Sharma has a pretty decent googly, and Russell gets out to googly, so maybe he could be like a Russell option.
Yeah, he also whacks a few because Markande found that out in the last game. There was the matchup; it was there.
Yeah, it worries me. Karan Sharma doesn't turn the ball enough, I don't think, to really bother Russell. But you might be right. You might be right.
Right,
my initial thought was...
Let me cut that right there because we could just see Vishak on the field. So
yeah, I'd be thinking Vishak.
Vaishak it is. Vaishak, sorry. Yeah, Vijay Kumar Vaishak
Is it
is on.
Vaishak?
Yeah,
I thought
and
it
he
might have
bowled. And he had a good season last time. But first outing for him. Quick predictions. You're on fire, so you can go first.
I'm on fire, am
You
I?
are on fire.
I'm backing... I'm going to stick to what I thought at the beginning of this game. I'm going to back KKR to chase this down, even though I think this is a good total. I'm just being true to myself. I'm not going to jump onto another horse.
I see. I realize I often put you to answer the question third.
Third, that's fine. I'll
You've
go second today.
No, you've got the lead boots on. So now let me put you up the order.
I'll just kick him off.
I'm
going to stick with KKR, and I'm going to say I'll chase it down in 19.2 overs.
Oh, so 2 KKR. All right. I thought with the way you guys were happy with this score, or said it's a good score, you might go differently, but you're still maintaining that in spite of that KKR of the batting. Varun Aaron?
I'll go RCB because they've gone KKR.
You're just following this.
I mean, no, because what's the point in 3 of us saying KKR?
Yeah, but what do you really think? What do you really think?
I really think KKR might win this, to be honest.
Okay, well, there it is. 3 KKRs. We've got a
So
hat-trick.
the point of going with KKR, if they've gone KKR, is all 3 of you can be wrong together. That's what I wait for. I live for those days.
Yeah, there we go.
And Phil Salt has on cue just smoked one into the stands. It may not be the last of it, but this could be a good game. Thank you very much, Varun Aaron, Mitch McClenaghan, Tom Moody. Plenty to look forward to in the second innings, and we will find out if KKR actually break the jinx of all the home teams winning thus far in this year's IPL. So, pick up the chat at the end of the game. We invite your questions and comments too, which I will put to the panel on Maruti Suzuki Arena Presents ESPN Cricket 4 Timeout. Download the mobile app if you haven't already, and let's hope this throwback pair of Sunil Narine once again opening with Phil Salt. He got run out in the last game, Narine. So keep an eye out for all that could happen in what promises to be an entertaining chase. We'll see you at the end of the game.
All new hot and techy Brezza, the Citybird SUV.